A lot of people have been reaching out to me recently about Azure Demo Generator project not working. Basically, it's a project hosted by Microsoft, which helps us to populate dummy data in your Azure DevOps project, right? It's really helpful when you are doing hands-on, so that your Azure boards, Azure test, and a lot of other details are pre-populated so that you can play around with the data, you can do the hands-on, and you can make use of existing projects. It was really helpful. I have demoed it in my Azure DevOps Zero to Hero series. But something happened recently and Microsoft archived the project. So let me show you. This is the project. This is the GitHub repo of the project, and they recently archived the repository. Plus, earlier it was hosted on a live website. I believe it was where it is. Yeah, it's not there. The link is not there, but I think it was Azure. Yeah, this one, right? Azure DevOps Demo Generator Azure Websites.net. So earlier it was hosted, but now that you can see, it says block your access, or they have disabled the hosting and they have removed it, and the project is archived. The instructions that they have, I mean, this project doesn't have much instructions, but I found another project, another GitHub repository of Azure Demo Generator, which had the instruction, but it's not clear and it's not really working properly. So I thought, because a lot of people are facing this issue, so why don't I create an end-to-end solution for this, and so that everyone can continue and resume their learning, right? So this is what we're going to do, right? These are all the steps that we'll be performing. I will show you the live demo of how it's done and how you can use Azure Demo project. So I'll get back to this project later on. I mean, this page later on. So we'll just start working on it. So we'll go over here and I'm just gonna clone the repository. Okay, so which repository? You can take this one. Okay, and let's go back and do a git clone. Okay, so it's gonna clone the repository. Oops, not here. Okay, it's done. Now let's go inside the project. Okay, so here is our project and we need to make one change as a prerequisite. So inside src and ADO generator, inside that there'll be an app settings.json file. You need to make a small change over here. If you scroll down, you will see something called as scopes. So you need to provide your subscription ID over here. Okay, so let's go back to my Azure portal. Here's my subscription ID, and I'm just gonna provide it, and append this slash dot default. This is my default subscription, so can do that, and let's remove this comma. Okay, so save this file. Okay, that's the first step. Now there is another prerequisite to this, which is you go to your Azure DevOps organization, which is aex.dev.azure.com. Okay, so if you were following my Azure DevOps series earlier, this particular domain was different earlier. Earlier it was accessible over dev.azure.com, but now as you can see, it's aex.dev.azure.com. This is how you will go to that. So first click on that and I will show you what I mean by that. Then you will see something like this. Okay, if you don't see your organization over here, it's probably because you have selected any other directory over here. So for example, if I go to Adratum sync, right, which could be your default, you will see that your organization is not there. Or let's try this again, aex.dev.azure.com. You will see that you are not able to access it because it was not created in your default organization. So let's go back. From here, no, let's do a sign out. We'll sign in again. Okay, AEX. I don't know why, but Microsoft always makes things complicated and it shouldn't have been done. But here it is, what we can do about it. Okay, so let's select the account, and okay, let me just select my ASCII. Okay, stay sign in. Okay, so you see the default is your Microsoft account, or it could be Aratum Sync, but you don't see your organization over here, even though you have created it earlier. You don't see it over here. So what you need to do is you need to do a small step. You just need to change the directory to your default directory, because your org might have been created in the default directory earlier. And now you will see it over here, right? So now you can select it. You can open it in Visual Studio if you have it. Otherwise, this is fine. And now you can go to your organization. So you click on that and it will redirect you to dev.azure.com/your org name. If you directly go to dev.azure.com, it will redirect you to the Azure portal. Again, it doesn't make any sense, but this is what they have done. Okay, so over here, what we'll do is, so these are the prerequisites. Let's go back to the diagram now. So we have done clone the repository, we updated the scope, and okay, this is another step that we need to do. We need to perform a prerequisite. So go to your org settings, okay, and go to policies and make sure this option is enabled, which is third party application access via OAuth. So make sure this is enabled. Okay, so if it is enabled, then you don't need to do anything like what I'm doing. I'm doing nothing about it. Next, we have done till here. Now the next is to install the dependencies. So let's go back to our project, and now we'll be running the command to install the dependencies, which is install .NET SDK. Um, if you already have .NET SDK, then you can move forward with .NET restore command. But if you don't have it, you need to run the .NET SDK installation. Okay, so I am in Mac. For Mac, the instructions is like I can use brew, right? Brew. Let me check. What's the command? Brew install hyphen hyphen cask, install hyphen hyphen cask and .NET SDK. If you are on Windows or Linux, there'll be similar command for that. You can easily find it out. So let's say .NET SDK on Windows. Let's say install .NET SDK on Windows. Where it is, where it is, where it is, where it is. Okay, here it is. So you can just download it and there'll be an installer file. You can install it. Here it is, right? So you can do that on Windows. You can go to this page as well and do that. Or if you are on Mac, you can run brew install. Similarly, there'll be package manager for Linux as well, and you can check in the documentation. So for Mac, I'm gonna run this command now. Okay, meanwhile it is doing, let's check the next steps. What do we have? Okay, so install .NET SDK. Now we're gonna do restore .NET packages using .NET restore command. Okay, it's asking me password because I have run it, run the installation, right? So that's why. Okay, it says .NET SDK was successful. So you can check it out by running .NET hyphen hyphen version. Okay, it's .NET 9.0.305. That's cool. Now let's run the .NET restore command. So .NET restore. Okay, it says doesn't find the solution file because solution file will be inside another folder, right? Here's the solution file, so I should be inside this folder. Let me see, where am I? I'm in the root folder, so I have to go inside src and then ADO generator. Okay, here's the solution file. Here's the project file, csproj. This is what I need to run the .NET commands. So .NET restore. Okay, if everything is good, it will show you build successful. Now let's go back. We did this, we did .NET restore. Now if you get any error over here, missing framework error or something, you will get a command as well along with it. For example, it will tell you that you are missing the .NET framework. To install it, download it from this link. And let's say if you go to this link, so this link will appear in the error itself. So if you click on that, for example, I'm in Mac, it auto detected the OS, and based on that, it will download the .NET runtime, right? So it has downloaded it's basically an installer. You can double click next, 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 and it will install it for you, right? I already have that installed. That's why I did not got that error. So this is done. Okay. Now I don't need to install the .NET runtime. What's next? Now this is done. Install .NET runtime. If there is no error, then move forward. Actually, yeah, move forward to build the project. Now to build the project, I need to run .NET build command. Okay, so let's go back in the same folder, .NET build, and you can provide the project file over here. So which is ado generator.cs project. Okay, it will do the build, and after that, once the build is completed, oh, it says there is like I shouldn't have gotten this error. Maybe did I miss something? Let me check. I've added the scopes, which is the subscription ID. Okay, and let's go back over here. Let's see. .NET restore was done. Installed. This is done. Update scope is updated, and then .NET build CS project. Let's execute run, and then we'll see if it is throwing any error or not. Okay. So we ran the build. Did I save the file? Yeah, I did save the file. Okay. Let's run .NET run. Okay. Now it'll ask you a few things. So first is, do you want to create a new template or create a new project? So I would want to create a new project using the generator project templates. So enter one and hit enter. Now here are all the templates that it provides. So select the template that you want. Okay, there will be a lot of templates. uh, these details, like which template to choose, what does template have, it will be provided. It's already there in the Azure DevOps 0 to Hero series, right? So I'm not going to explain those things like what does it have. I'm just going to install a sample template. Let's select the first one, which is eShop on web. It's an application, and it contains pipeline code, it contain work items, it contain a lot of data, right? So this is what I need. So I'm gonna select one, hit enter, and now it will ask you the authentication method, whether you want to use device login or PAT token. So I'm gonna go ahead with the PAT. So to enter your DevOps organization, so I'm gonna enter my organization, and now it will ask you personal access token, which you can generate from your project, not project, from your organization. So let's go back over here, click on user settings, personal access tokens, new token, give it a name, let's call it demo, and then let's provide some access, work item, code, build, release, test management, and packaging. Okay, should be good. Hit create, and now copy the token from here. Let's go back and enter your token over here. Enter the project name, the project that you want to create, that will have all the data. So let's call it uh, demo gen. Okay, 101. Okay, not demo. Um, demo gen 101. Okay, now it says creating project in organization. This project creation failed. Okay, I might have missed something. That's why it is throwing this error. Otherwise, it shouldn't have been. So let's go back and let's check what did I miss. Okay, so I have entered the scope, which is the subscription ID, and yeah, there shouldn't be anything to update over here. Let's go back over here. So I did the git clone, I updated the app settings, I did .NET SDK install, I went in this directory, did .NET restore, and then yeah, this should be good. Let me just quickly check my history. So I'm gonna pause the recording for now. I think like what the issue is, I have not really found it, but what I think is it is missing some permissions. So I'm gonna create a new token with full permissions, and I think it should work. But let's try this out. Test demo, and I'm gonna give the expiration date for next for tomorrow, so that oh, why I cannot have full access? Your ability to create full scoped PAT with the duration longer than 10 days from the creation date is restricted by your organization, but I'm providing it 1 day as the expiration. Okay, and let's see, where do we set this? Um, restrict global PAT. So org setting and then restrict a maximum lifespan. Okay, so go to let's go to org setting first. Org settings, and then security overview, not here, policies, and here's the policy: restrict PAT token creation, allowed list. um is this the one? I'm not sure. Okay, let's try this out. Let me give my user permissions as allowed, and let's go back to users, pat, new token. I still don't have full access. Provides no. Okay. Okay, so let's do one thing. The token that we have created earlier. Let's region. Okay, let's create a new one, and I'll manually provide all the permission. Test all. Okay, let's give 1 day as expiration date. Work item full. Read and execute. Read, execute, test, packaging, show full scope, and then notification, read. Okay, basically I'm just providing it full permission because I don't know which permission is missing, and Microsoft documentation, being Microsoft documentation, they don't have these details either. So I'm just gonna provide full permissions for now. Agent pool, analytics, okay, and entitlements, read and manage, marketplace, manage, acquire, read and write, diagnostics, use and manage, read and write, read, manage, security, manage. Whew. Okay, manage. Okay, hit create. copy the token and let's try this again. .NET Run project, create a new project. Let's use template number 1, pat token, to organization, personal access token, project name AZ Demo 101. Okay. Okay, now it says project created. So I think our fluke worked. Like whatever I tried, I was not sure whether it's gonna work, and I thought you're gonna abuse me for that I've wasted your time. But luckily it didn't happen. So I think you must be happy because I'm happy. You see, it's working now. The only issue was it has the pad token has some missing permissions. I believe it will be related to some of the items that we were importing, maybe pipeline code or test plan or something else. So make sure your pad token has all the permissions, or if you know which exact permission do you need, then yes, you can do that, because this was not giving us the proper error. So what does it say? Project created, imported source code into the repo, work item created, build definition, branch policy, query, widget, everything is created. Do you want to create another project? If you want to create another project using another template, you can click yes, else no, and it will exit the application. Now let's verify the changes. Okay, let's go back over here, and you see this is the project that we have just created, generated by Azure DevOps Demo Generator. Click on that, and let's say go to work items. You will see a lot of work item that's just been created for you to play around with. And let's say yeah, let's go to repos. It will have the repo as well, eShop web, right? It will have the source code, pipelines as well. So everything was created, everything was imported that we wanted. Let's see in test plans. Okay, because I am basic user, I don't have access to the test plan. You would need to upgrade up. So that's already covered. It has populated the project with all the details that we wanted. Now once you are done, okay, you don't have to do anything for that. The project was already built and you have already imported the data. Now what you need to do is, if you are unsure what to do next, you need to go to my YouTube channel, which is, let's see, YouTube Tech Tutorials with Piyush. And over here you can go to
Before understanding,
playlist, right? And in the playlist you can go to Azure DevOps Zero to Hero playlist. Okay, and
hello
in
everyone,
this
welcome
I
back to
believe uh video number 2, day 2, in from day 2 onwards we have used this demo generator project. So in this video, and like most of the video going forward, will
hello
have
everyone,
the
welcome
details
back
of
to my
how to
channel.
use
My
it.
name is Piyush and this is day
Earlier
2
the
video for
project
Azure.
was different. The process was different to import
This
the Azure
URL, this is
DevOps
my
project, right?
organization name.
So yeah, I mean, try it out and let me know if you still face any issues. If not, I wish you happy learning, and I hope you will be able to resolve these issues once and for all. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Happy learning. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.